How's it going? I'm Ryan. Today I'm going to go over the too many trades I took on ES and NQ. Like I said, overtraded again. That's been a problem. Really tried to take better trades today, but ended up just getting caught and taking too many. We ended the day slightly positive. We were down, was able to bring it back. Not super proud of it, but we'll get into it. Right now we're looking at ES on the hourly time frame. Some things I was watching. We have yesterday's low and high, or high and low, dominated by the green and red levels marked. High is essentially the exact same as last Friday's high, and low is very similar to last Friday's low as well. So past 3 days, past 3 trading days, we've been in this range. So was obviously watching for potential rejections up here, potential bounces down in here, especially in this zone. We have five, like 52.37 to 52.42 or so, and then up above 52.68 to 52.72. So coming into the day, and we'll go over some NQ levels because I traded NQ as well. Going into the day, I was really trying to stay disciplined and take trades based off of higher time frame levels, so looking at hourly price action and then getting confirmation on smaller time frames like the 5,000 or 1,000 tick chart to get entries, exits, etc. Some of these worked out better than others. But yeah, mostly just overtraded was the problem. For NQ, we can see similar setup, right? Last Friday, high up here, low down here. Monday, high up here, low down here. We have those marked by the red and green levels, of course. Kind of in this range again. Similar but different than ES. So I was watching for, I don't have a level here, but I was watching for a rejection in here, kind of around this like 18,306, 18,310 area, because we had a pullback here once, twice, and then yesterday, pretty much every time we got up into this level, rejected once, twice, 3 times, almost 4 here, and then another time here in the evening. So was watching that area for another potential rejection if price action seemed to indicate that we were getting weak in that area, and then obviously potential rejection in here, and then potential bounces down in here. So what we were watching, the zones are 18,238 to 18,248, 18,328 to 18,340 or so. Break it down, so we have multiple time frames here, and we'll get into it. So the very first trade that I took was pretty early in the morning on ES. I took a short position when we were getting right in this area in here. So kind of right off the morning, we were opening up right in this area that I was seeing if we get a rejection. It's where we dumped in the pre-market, so we got a huge dump from that area right in this same zone, and then we had a few touches of support and resistance on that same level in the previous 2 trading days as well. So I entered short here, was targeting the top of this zone, so I wanted to see us pull back into this area here. So 42 or 52.42 is my target. My entry was about 42 or 52.49, so I was looking for about a 6 or 7 point move to the downside. Stop was about 51 or so about 2 points above my entry. We started moving down, and I moved my stop loss with it, and we bounced and stopped me out for a small gain on this. So didn't hit my profit target. I started trailing my stop loss and got stopped out for like 2 points of profit. So a really small trade to start the day. Following that up on NQ, let's go over. I was saying that I was watching for a rejection in this area in the morning. So we can zoom in here. In the morning, if we're looking at this area on the hourly, we see we come up, we start to get some wicks. We were kind of wicking around in the pre-market and right off open. We came up a little higher and started testing this area that I liked for shorts. Take a look over here, see what we were in here, what we were watching. So I took a position. I took a position right in here. So when we were coming up and testing, I got in around 305 or so, somewhere in here. I set my stop loss about 10 points above, right in here, 18,310 or 315. And as soon as I entered, we moved up about 10 points and stopped me out. So that was a really quick loss right there. Yeah. Once we pulled back and looked like maybe that was a little fake out, I was watching this chart as well. We were kind of pulling back within this area again. I re-entered because I was feeling certain that we were going to reject up here. At least felt pretty confident, especially once we got kind of this double rejection off this level. I entered in here and set my stop loss above that high of the day, so somewhere in here, which I was stopped out on this move up. So had two back-to-back losses really fast on NQ, each for about 10 points. So this put me in the hole a little bit. From there, I came back to ES, at which point we were kind of back in this area right here. I don't know why I took this trade. This was a bad one, especially. But we were having some sideways price action here. Pretty much in the same area that I was attempting to short earlier in the morning. So I entered a short position in here, somewhere around in here. Once we kind of started to look like we were breaking down, I entered stop loss above this swing high. Target was this zone down, or excuse me, this swing low right here. So just above that zone where we last were. Got stopped out when we moved up here. So took a loss on here as well. So took two quick losses on NQ, came over to ES, took another quick loss. I overtraded today, and this is pretty evident of it. After that, I was just flipping back and forth. This is ridiculous to actually review what I was doing. I came back to NQ, and I took two quick trades on NQ. So I took when we had broken down on NQ, so we'd moved up, rejected similarly off that area close to yesterday's high, came back and pulled up into this area that I was watching previously for shorts. I entered a short position after it looked like we were rejecting in here. Stop loss was a little bit above. We got stopped out. So took a quick loss on this, but I re-entered the trade once I saw us breaking down here. So I entered in here, got stopped out by this move up. Once we pulled back and started to look weak again, I re-entered, targeting this swing low right here. My initial take profit was at the very bottom of this wick. When we started moving down, I actually moved my take profit up a little bit to kind of more of that candle body in here. And I'm glad I did because we just barely wicked my take profit before reversing. So that was a winning trade, and that actually I took two contracts in here, and that helped make up, that was about 20 points. So 20 points for two contracts, that helped make up most of my loss right there. And I was only down a little bit on the day from that point. So that made back a decent chunk, and then went back to ES. That was my last trade on NQ for the rest of the day. In fact, this whole move here, kind of around 8, we had a news event. We had Jerome Powell speaking, so I did not trade any of this in here. I did on ES, however. My final two trades were on ES. So we had news at 8. We kind of got an initial spike, looking like we were getting a reversal on ES on the higher time frame. Once again, was kind of in this area. I liked for rejection. I mean, a little bit higher, but I entered when we broke down this little support, the 1,000 tick chart. I entered a short position. My target was just down in here. So I got a 4-point move, was my take profit. I was trying to be modest with it, and make it worth my risk for placing a stop above that swing high. So stop was about 2 points. Take profit was about 4 points. 2 to 1 is generally what I try to look for at least. When we moved down, I got filled. Obviously had a much bigger move down. That would have been a nice one to have multiple contracts or runners. But nonetheless, got filled on that. So that was another win as well. And then my final trade of the day was a call in here once we broke this level right here. So I was watching that we had all these wicks from the pre-market, some of this morning's price action, and then the rejection that we had after this move down after the news. You can see that we kind of put in a double bottom here in this zone that I like as support. So this is an area that I would look for bounces. We started to bounce. Once we reclaim this level, I entered a call here, targeting 52 right in here. Moved up, got filled, and then that was that. So stop loss was kind of below these wicks here. Entry was right here, so about a 2 to 1 again. Looking for about 4 points to the upside, 2 points of risk. So that brought me into a slight positive on the day. Was able to hit 3 consecutive winning trades to end the day, to bring it back after being down. So not a great day, really not. I am confident in using these higher time frame, just keeping an hourly chart up, and really just trying to restrict myself, trying not to trade in the middle of this chop, even though I did today. But trying to avoid some of this middle price action and just take moves at the extremes if we're in a range. Obviously, now that we've broken out, a retest, a break and retest of that range would be really nice if we're on trend upwards. So just trying to zoom out and take better trades. Obviously did not do that so much today. A couple of my trades today were based off of higher time frame levels and turned out well. Some of them did not. So overall, it was the day of survival, really, and we look to do better in the following. That's all I got for you. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you. I do trade live Monday through Friday, so if you feel so inclined, stop by. Would love to have you. That's all I got. Peace.